Hello and welcome back to the channel. And because the last episode got pretty good, like a lot of people liked it, we're gonna do an episode 2 of exploring old worlds. And we're gonna start with this world. It's called Shauna, and Shauna's the name of my cousin. And she was over on holiday. She lives in New Zealand, and she was on holiday in Ireland for a few weeks. And we built this world. We pretty much play Minecraft non-stop all day for like a good while. So there's a lot to get through here. It's pretty much almost as big as my main world, and it's pretty chaotic, so let's just get started. So, here, this is my house. Um, you come up here, up the ladder, nothing too fancy. And then up here the cloud. Now, I'm not a big redstone guy, but I tried to put a bit of redstone in for this build, like the slime launcher. Then, before we go up here, we have the beacon and the squid tank. Then TNT launcher. This is all built in creative, by the way. Obviously. There's my base, not too fancy, just some basic furnaces, little chimney. There's a little drop down into the squid tank and some barrels. I think they're probably full of, all my good gear. So next up, I don't know where to go from here. We've a lot to cover. This might be a two-parter. So if we just bounce down these slime pads that we made, I'll probably just skip those two. Ooh. We get to this little bouncy castle, and Slimy the slime ball. How old was I when I made this? Anyway, next up, this is my favorite part, the map. Now, as you know, my main creative world had the map, and this is what I was talking about in last video with the map. This is the idea I got. I seen a screenshot of this from ages ago. I took a screenshot and I was like, hey, I should do it in my creative world, and it looks awesome. I'm only really realizing now that this whole thing is pretty much just a big island, which is really cool, and we've pretty much used up most of it. There's like a bit more space here and there. We could probably build some stuff up in there, maybe a bit here, and maybe start expanding over there. But here's the overview of the map. If you want to pause and look at it for a few minutes. But that's not what we're doing right now. So Shauna's house used to be here. Then I destroyed it, and because it wasn't making me enough profits, and I made it into a gigantic mine, which a bunch of conveyor belts with different ores and minecart tracks into the two factories. The factory number 1, TNT. Redstone ore comes in here, goes in this conveyor belt, goes in this machine that turns it into redstone blocks, and it goes in here. We actually have, again, a bit more redstone with this little circuit. Activating pistons, blinking lights and stuff, make it look like it's functional. And sand comes in from the beach down there, and it gets made into TNT and comes out onto this pretty simple truck. Oh yeah, these are the same ones I have in my main creative world, more or less. Next up then, the iron factory. Iron ore comes in here, gets melted into like, I don't even know, gets pumped in here, like cooled, gets turned into iron and comes out, gets picked up by the claw, goes out top here into another truck. Pretty cramped. Again, this is the same factory idea I made for my main creative world, and one tech thing, this entire world was built way before my main creative world. So yeah, this actually took inspiration from this. Simple. Next up, here's the hydroelectric dam. This is a pretty old build, and again, I did have to get fancy with a bit of redstone. Pretty simple dam itself, but I did do some redstone here with like being able to lower the water level, and then being able to cut off the water flow into here. But if you flip this switch, these pistons close off and no more water flows through. Obviously, we flip it back and water's there again. It's kind of not as good as it used to be because of all these conveyor belts and stuff, kind of just, outsize it and cover it up. But I still like it. Very cramped world. Oh yeah, one last thing. Here's a pumpkin. I really like how the vine looks. Might actually make something like this in my main creative world. It looks cool. Next up, little campsite. This is one of the earlier builds again. Just some logs, a few tents with some banners, sleeping bags. Really nothing fancy. It's really simple. Next up, probably one of my favorite builds, and this is more than likely going to get added to the main creative world. The gigantic end portal tower that hovers, two different towers, and one of them's floating. Damn, this looks cool. I don't know how I built this, but it's really good, I think, in my opinion. Got a bit of like the end stone here with the chorus fruit. Really good. I like it. Speaking of portals, little nether portal here. I did a little trick where it looks like you're looking into the nether with just some simple magma blocks and lava and stuff in here and this little like grass mound. Next up, the cliff dive. And it's not just a cliff, because down here we have the one of the two secret bases we made. This is shown as one. You were in the apocalypse bunker, beware. Just some shulker boxes full of potions and food and stuff. And then in here, through secret paint, we got the nice living room. Really like how this looks, actually. I didn't make this, and again, a bit of some... Never mind. I thought there was some... Oh, I guess no one on the server knows how to do redstone properly. And she made it into this other room. I don't know what it is. We never finished it. Just stays there empty. So next up on our route, we're going to take a look over this way. First of all, giant fish tank. The fish died. Here's some jungle bases. This is probably the newest thing we made. I really like it. We just planted a bunch of jungle trees and made some basic bases. That monstrosity. Looks pretty good. Kind of make the roof took me a while. I made a nice sloped, uneven looking roof. I like it. Jungle trees are definitely the easiest ones to make tree houses with. You should really try it. And next up, this is what my cousin Shauna built for my little sister. A gigantic rainbow castle. I designed the kitchen and the living room and stuff, and she did the rest. Pretty simple bedroom, basic decorations. And out here into the pool that keeps freezing over. And then another bouncy castle, because you can never have too many bouncy castles. Next up, my cousin's attempt at a village. No comment. Through this pretty simple tunnel. And over this nice bridge I made. Into this stone, like, I don't even know what. I wanted to make a bridge connecting these two, but I kind of like, so I just built this big stone bit so I could connect it easier, because I was not about to do some diagonal shit like that's way too fancy. Here's a simple house my cousin built. Obviously I teared her last one down. I might tear this one down for more real estate. Next up, castle, bunch of beacons, don't know why I built it. Roller coaster. Just goes up and down all around down to here. And this is the next section. The farm. Nah, this was a good idea. So we started here, expanded that way, but then we came down here and started building the farm. We have a polar bear exhibit, wheat farm, panda island, pig pen, rabbit pen, cow and sheep pen, llama, donkey, horse and mule pen. I'd just like a minute to appreciate the amazing names I gave these. Steve Mulington, Specky, Ferris Mueller, and of course the Demo Donkey. And let's look at some of the other ones. Donkey, Rice Krispie, and Guapo, Cocoa Pops, Guapa. Let's look at some of these other names. We have Karen, Blue, Buttercup, Moment Control, Lemon, Boo, oh Jesus Christ, Gizmo, Swiper, Coconut, Burrito, Minty Fresh, and I hate these guys. Next up, windmill. I built pretty simple. Trying to get through this nice and quick. Oh yeah, chicken pen. Next up, we have the bell tower. My cousin built a basic, like, oak wood thing. So I fucking tore that baby down and made it actually half decent. No offense, Shona. Next up, we have the fishbowl. A nice viewing stand with a bit of lack of safety. Hey, Jack from Future, take your names. We have Swimmy, Swimmy, Isabella, Crush, Destiny, Squirt, Moo, Just Keep Swimming, Ella, Pepsi, some Indian fucking names, Papa, Spinny, Amor, the fucking name, Fizzy, 7-Up, Sam, Cola, Fanta, Fishy, and Sam again, because why the fuck not? Next up. I don't even know, man. I don't know. I give up on this shit. Next up, my cousin's dam. Actually looks pretty good. I really like it. Leading into the Coliseum, where we can have some pretty good fights against some dumbass, retarded wandering traders getting pummeled in the face by a shit ton of pillagers. Man, I love this Coliseum. This is for spawning in my base all the fucking time. But if you'd like to see a video where I go more in depth and talk about everything, then keep dreaming, pal. I'm not making an hour-long video on this shit. One more place. My secret base. I actually booby-trapped it with some arrows and lava shit. There is like a secret entrance, and if you break this, push the button, flip the lever, then secret passage to send messages. Oh yeah, so I don't remember it earlier in the other base, but there was a railroad track, so yeah, they connect up and stuff. So we can send messages to each other. We never used that feature because we were always talking in real life. And next up, one more simple TNT launcher out of this mountain. Just edit that bit out. Oh yeah, the garden. It's a garden. I don't know which one we should say here. So if you'd like to see a continuation of this world, then just let me know in the comments, which I won't read because fuck no. So anyway, thanks for watching and catch you all in the next one.